Alright guys, welcome back. To an Today is going to be an exception to this. I recently put out a video called Wild MUT Fruit and Marks. I put some notes on that one to explain, but this is going to be generally a tutorial today. Okay, I did a video earlier, an hour-long video, all together, processed and everything, and I'll come to realize my mic is off. So it was an hour-long video of some of the greatest tutorials in the world and no vocal. So this is part 2 remake, or take 2, and today we are here with Settler Bob and the dog formerly known as Dog Meat is now Dog, and my name is Arlo, and I will be glad to help you today. So the first lesson we're going to learn is there's a question about whether you can change, or what the difference is between MUT fruit and wild MUT fruit, or corn and wild corn, or corn blossoms, bourbon, whatever. Okay, so what we're going to do today is start with the cooking station. Now there is a rumor that says that, well, there's a little hint thing in between the loading screens that says you can use wild flowers and stuff to make potions or whatever, to make cooking materials and stuff, but we'll see. Maybe that's on the chemistry station. But for now we're going to go here to the cooking station, and this is the crafting window for it. There's beverages, roast, which are meats and foods, soups, which are self-explanatory hopefully to some people, and utilities. That vegetable starch is going to be very important, and I will show you why here in a minute. But for now we're going to show beverages. If you notice, you have 2 beverages, Dirty Wasteland or Purified Water. Now, I'm guessing that you'll get more over time. Maybe, maybe not. Now, on the left is the important information about the status of it. It shows what it does. So it drops your intelligence by 2, raises your strength by 3, raises charisma by 1, and the weight and value. It doesn't show you the duration on some of them, but other ones do. If the recipe is white, then that's an available recipe that you had the ingredients for. If not, it will be light blue like it is now. Now you notice on the right, it's Dirty Wastelander requires MUT fruit, Nuka-Cola, and whiskey. I have Nuka-Cola but no MUT fruit and no whiskey. Now if I'm looking for those items, I can tag for search. If you notice at the bottom the selections I have. So I'll do tag for search, and it puts a little search magnifying glass there beside it. So anytime you're talking to a merchant or looking in an inventory or doing anything of nature, you'll see that little mark beside it, because that's what you're looking for. It's like a reminder to get some. Okay, and you can turn it back off, on and off, on, off, on, off. Okay. Purified water is dirty water. Okay, and that's raises your hit points for 40 minutes for a certain amount of time. Going back to the roast. Now I apologize because I cooked some of this in the last one I did with the mic off. So materials I don't have right now. But you go to the roast and it gives you different material to use, or different recipes and everything. I currently don't have anything available because I used it all earlier. But you'll notice, like on this one, it has carrot and tato, or tato, whatever. But those items are what the items are. So it's carrot and tato, not wild carrot or tato blossom or gourd blossom or whatever. It's carrot and tato. The other items that are wild and other things, those are just used as simple, like drugs, medicines, things like that do temporary stuff. It's just a food item or whatever. It's like an item you pick up and drink or something, and that's all that is. But this is where you cook these, and they give certain amounts of statuses based on the left hand side of the screen there, and it also tells you on the right hand side for, like this one, Mutant Hound Top, it removes 50 points of radiation. But it says it, so this one you can breathe underwater for 30 minutes, etc., etc. So there's a bunch of little things you can do with that. The soups, The soups require different items also. And of course, almost every one of them requires some kind of liquid, dirty water, or as the rat stag, requires vodka, words, and stuff. So no carrots. I haven't found any carrots yet, so still searching. Utility, a very important one here. Vegetable starch. It requires corn, MUT Fruit, Purifier water, and tatto. And however you want to say it, potato, potato, potato. So, but vegetable starch, if you notice on the left-hand side, provides a very important ingredient. It's called adhesive. So it's 5 adhesives. Adhesives are used in armor modifications and weapons modifications, etc. So very important in the crafting world. Almost everything requires adhesive when it comes to modding weapons or armor. So crops are vital to getting these items. Okay. But for now, we're gonna kick out of here and exit out. Bob over here likes to poop his pants and tell people about it, so we'll leave him to his own thing. And since the dog's whining, we're gonna do a little inventory check, and I'm gonna show you a couple things in the inventory. Okay. Okay. Now, if you notice, I do have some individual items here. If you notice this too, the gourd. I can plant gourds. I can't plant gourd blossoms. Key thing there. Gourd blossoms are edible. Both of them are edible, but the gourd blossoms are stuff you just find out in the wilderness that you can do, that you can use for little pick-me-ups. I also have razor grain. Okay, so I have a couple things here. All these junk items, if you notice to the right hand side, every time you click on them or highlight them, you'll see it provides, like, adjustable wrench provides a gear and 2 pieces of steel. Beer bottle provides 2 pieces of glass. Combo wrench, 2 pieces of steel, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Duct tape also gives you adhesive, so that's another important thing to pick up on your way. So all that junk that's laying around, it's all valuable. But those items are used to craft and build your settlements. Okay. So the next one is, I'm going to show you where to find the merchant that you need to find initially to get, because that way when you go back to Sanctuary, your merchant is up in Sanctuary. At least more times. But for now, when you first start the game, Trash Can Carla is the name of the merchant. She's going to be down here in this area, and you need to go talk to her first. If not, she'll be there the entire time. So you need to talk to her first, where you'll be able to see her in Sanctuary. Okay? So let's head down that direction. Alright. Now, you can do a couple things. I'm going to take you from the museum. That way you know where I'm at. And the controls are a little weird jumping wise. If you used to Skyrim, you know how they are. Because this game is pretty much Skyrim with guns in a different environment. Okay. But we're in Concord, Massachusetts, and this is the initial point where you go to. This guy's always dead out here, and I have fuel cells out here. Wow, power cells. Oh, I didn't even see them. Must have missed those a long time ago. Okay, well, I'm glad I came here, huh? So here's the museum. This is where you find the Gary guy or whoever that takes all his sellers to Sanctuary. And spoiler alerts, I'm not going to try to give you too much, but that's where you get your first settlers. If you go, I mean, there's other ways too, but anyway, coming down this road. Okay, now pretty much clear this out, so there's nothing up here. But what you'll do, you'll come all the way down this road, and you'll see this billboard sign up here. Okay. Now you can also put a waypoint marker here and everything too, and I'll show you how to do that also. But roughly right here will be where the merchant is. Oh, see? There they are now. Oh, this is different. What is going on? Okay, see, the game is glitchy, guys. What is going on here? Okay, well, this is a little new. This was not expected.
You know what I call a good day? One that ends without an empty stomach. Don't much care for good neighbor. That place is nothing but trouble.
I don't know if this is his or not. Okay, but that's a Brahmin. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked, guys. We're here to do a tutorial, not to play. But, normally, okay, so she is coming back down here. I caught her at a good time this time. Normally she hangs out at the first of the game. She'll be right here when you first see her. She'll be in this little area. So you gotta talk to her the first time where she comes up there. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna catch her here. That way I can show you a few things.
You again. Here to trade?
Okay, we're gonna barter.
Sure. I got a little bit of everything.
Okay, now this is where you buy and sell. And since I did the tutorial, she's reloaded. Haven't seen that before. Electromagnetic cartridge. Okay, so maybe this will be a good thing. So she might have some good stuff. What I was saying before, if you want to find MUT Fruit, corn, gourds, razor grass, or tatto plants, you can usually find them either already planted around. Sometimes merchants carry them, and other times you can find them in various boxes, cabinets, file cabinets, things of that nature. So look around, explore. You know, if you don't find them initially, you'll find them eventually. So it does come up. But let's see if she has any on her. So we're gonna look in. She's got some new stuff too. Jeez, bumping over. We're gonna go to aid. Okay, see here. Okay, this is great. This is great. Right here, she has corn for sale. So I can buy corn and carrots from her right now. See this, guys? This is where you buy it from. I'm glad it refreshed, because now I can show you this. So you got carrots and corn you can buy. What else you got? Okay, so just carrots and corn this time. Sometimes she'll carry MUT Fruit, sometimes not. But we're gonna go ahead and buy the carrots and corn because I don't have any back in the in my settlement. So the carrots, corn. All right. And your bobby pins are used for your lock picks, so always pick up lock picks when you get a chance. I don't know what the subway tokens are for, but I'm sure I'll figure that out later. Just want to ammo. She's got a lot more stuff, so they refreshed her stuff. I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to go through it too much right now, but if you R2 and L2, the tabs will get you between there. Now, if you notice, these are squares. That means this is currently what I'm thinking of buying. I haven't bought it yet. I got to confirm it. I'm currently using the 10mm, and these are equipped, so you got to kind of watch what it is. But I'm going to try to sell something here. So I got this 10mm pistol. Now, at the bottom you'll notice it says I have 861 minus 34. That means that's how many caps I have, and that's my current thing. If I were to press accept, that's how much I would spend. On the right is her amount of money, 253, and that's 34 going to her. Now if you notice in the bottom here, it's total cost, 34 in the positive to Carla, which means we can do that transaction. If that goes light blue, that means we need to figure out because somebody doesn't have the money to do whatever. Okay? So We're gonna sell the 10 mil pistol. And you notice it changed to 14. The value is in the middle there. So like this is a 20 worth 23 crown or caps. So let's just go through here and find some stuff. Pipe wrench. Okay. Short hunting rifle. It's actually not a bad hunting rifle. I thought I had one of those. Oh, I do have that. Duh. Okay, so my apparel. I don't need any of this. You can scrap this for leather also. If you scrap that one, I believe you get cloth, the undershirt and jeans. And athletic outfit will also give you cloth. But we're just going to sell it off because for the money. So right now we're at 0 on the cost, so I've evened it back up. Currently I have carrot, corn, and gourd. Gourds I got from my actual base camp because initially when the plants out back, the crops are 2 melons and a gourd plant, I believe, or 2 gourd plants. So you can harvest those and get that material. So that's easy to get. You also have your drugs. See, I got razor grain too. Okay. You want to keep at least one of each drug around because Mama uses those to give you information. So I always keep at least one. Like the buff outs and stuff, she'll eventually use it. Mentats, she likes jet and mentats. But we're gonna go ahead and accept this for now. But that's how you do merchant stuff. There'll be other people that buy and sell stuff too, so just not her. But initially, and we confirm the trade. But initially, she's gonna be up here. She's gonna be hanging out up here. And when you talk to her, then she starts moving around. At least that's how it happened in mine. I don't know if that's reality or not, but you know, that's how that worked. Now she's going down that way, so she wasn't traveling. So okay. Oh, and her initial location is right here. Here's the Museum of Freedom, and I am just to the south on this road. So that's where I'm at here. Okay. So there you go with that. Now what we're saying with waypoints, if you click on an empty part of the map, and I know it says fast travel at the bottom, but if you click on an empty part of the map and you hit the X, it'll put a custom destination there for you. Okay. Now if I move this over here and I click X, I can either move it or remove it. Okay. So we'll move it, and notice that puts it over here. And then I can also remove it. Okay, so that's how you do markers. Fast traveling is as simple as selecting the area you want to go to, say Sanctuary, and clicking on it. You can either place a marker on it or you can fast travel to it. Okay, so we're going to fast travel. Okay, and pay attention to some of these messages in the load screens because sometimes you'll get hints and tips here. This is where I got the hint about saying, you know, you can use a crafting station to use the wild plants, but I haven't seen that yet. So okay, and we are back at base camp. This is it's not the greatest in the world right now. I'm just kind of starting out, but wanted to go over the common problem everybody's having. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go to crop planting because that seems to be the biggest one. You notice here I have a whole bunch of MUT fruit plants. Okay, and I can harvest each one of these. So I'm gonna harvest these. Now, normally you won't be able to harvest these anywhere unless you find a settlement that's actually growing them. So this is not norm for first out. Okay. But what we're doing here, we're harvesting the plant, the fruit off of it, and I got a lot of it. So because once I found out how to do it, I did a lot of them. Okay. Now, MUT fruit will be right here. So this is MUT Fruit. And you notice it's just a little purple berry with gold leaves on it. And to the left it shows what it does. It does restores 10 hit points, but it also radiates you for 2. So everything growing crops, that's about it. Okay. Now, when you initially start, you'll notice I have all kinds of plants sticking out here. Okay. I have all these melons and stuff. Initially you start off with like a melon here, a gourd, or 2 melons and a gourd or something like that. Initially what you want to do, you want to harvest the gourds and the melons. Okay. You harvest these.
I'll try to make myself useful. No one wants to see it.
Okay, I want to do something real quick. Don't worry about this. Okay, I can't cancel his job. But, okay, initially you want to harvest. You want to collect the stuff, so... Dog likes to get in front of you all the time. No matter where you go. Okay, we'll collect all that, right? Now, I also have stuff over here. This ain't going to be on your initial game. But I have potato plants and razor grain. So currently I have 3 people working. Alright. This is going to be a little more difficult because I'm running out of people. So, but I'm going to show you how to plant some crops here. Once you have the material, you're going to go into your workshop screen. Okay. Before I get to the plants, so I want you to look at the top piece here. Well, the very top bar. I'm trying to get it to where it's not behind something. You'll notice I have 8 people, so 8 sailors, 30 food, 16 water, 11 power, 30 on defense, and 12 beds. Happiness is 68. It was higher earlier. I guess I lost some. Because I made the other dude start working, apparently. I think that's what it was. But the general rule of thumb though is like say you have 30 food and 16 water, that's 46 total. Generally you want your defense to be greater than that. But since I did a tutorial earlier, I hadn't had a chance to bump that up. This piece over here, this is simple. It's a simple turret. It produces 5 defense. Okay. So build those, get those up. You can also build walls and guard stations and stuff that'll do the same thing. Okay. Now, on to planting MUT Fruit. You'll notice at the bottom here in our workshop screen, I'm going to go all the way to resources. Click on resources. You have water, food, and miscellaneous. So we're interested in food. And as you can see, on the little screen that pops up, it says can only be placed in dirt. And remember, I bought the carrot, and I bought the carrot from the merchant earlier. Okay, so that's the only reason I have that carrot. Normally, you just have melon, or you have the melon and the gourd that you harvested at the first of the game. So what we're going to do, we're going to plant some carrots up here. Okay, 1 carrot there. Alright, you notice that it went light blue. Okay. Now, another thing to notice too, it requires 1 person, 1 worker, and it produces 0.5 food. So as of right now, see how it goes red? That means there's nobody assigned to it. Very important. There's nobody assigned to harvest that plant. Okay? But that's carrots. I also have corn now. I'm just planting these in random locations. I can move these at a later date. But we'll put corn here. You notice how it's all in dark blue. That means I have it available. So produces 0.5 food. Put that down. Boom. That's built. Okay. And the bottom selection, there's 2 corns. I think that's a glitchy thing. There's 2 razor grains and 2 potato plants. Okay. So, gourds. We'll plant some gourds up here, right? It's kind of a pain because you see, you can't, it's all the way at the top, so I can't do anything to change that. There we go. So it's got to be blue, it can't be red. So we're going to plant that there. And you'll notice the stuff hangs off the ground, so I have 2 gourds. You can put these anywhere, but as long as they're in the dirt, they'll be fine. Okay, so I planted the gourds. Right now I have 7 melons. I'm not going to plant all these melons. I mean, I could, but for tutorial sake. So we'll throw the melon down there. Okay, and I also have 11 MUT fruit plants from when I harvested. So I'm just making massive amounts of MUT fruit. Okay, and I'm just going to plant these around here. And you get experience each time you do them. Okay. We're just building away here. Thousands of MUT fruits. We have a whole freaking orchard over here. Okay, so now we are out of MUT fruit. Put a couple of razor grains. Oh, there's a gourd there, so I can't put it there. 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 And I just leveled up. There's the last razor grain. Okay, and if I want potato plants, I can harvest them, but I already have those. So, I mean, this is not going to be what you have here. This is like massive amounts of food. There's too many people to assign here. So, okay. So anyway, now if you notice at the top, that food's been at 30 the whole time, even though I was planting all this. I planted all this and it's still at 30, but look at all these reds. It means it has produces 1 food. Okay. Now, initially, when you're first doing it, you'll notice it auto-assigns the first person to the crops. But that person is only capable of doing 6. Producing the 6 food. Okay? They only produce 6. Each person is capable of producing 6 food. Knock on wood, knock on the table, you know, get that in your heads, that's what it is. Okay? So, what we need to do now to get that number to come up from 30 is to find an individual and assign them to that job. I don't know if I can. Let me try the robot. Let me see if I can get the robot to do it. I might be able to do this. Okay, I might be able to assign him to the MUT fruit. So we're gonna take the robot, and you notice how we clicked on him to command. Okay, so see, we'll go back to him. See at the bottom how it says command? You need to click on him and it'll change to go. That go is what you need to assign somebody. So you go to the plant or the item you're wanting him to take care of, which is one of these blank ones that require a person. See, these are all taken care of. But what we'll do, you can see how it changes to assign. If I'm over here, it's go. But if I change it to assign, I can assign them to these MUT fruit plants. So I'm going to go ahead and assign. And you have to hit it twice. It's crazy. And then you're going to have to replant it. That's kind of a bug. But if you notice, my food changed to 31. So I guess the robot can only do 1. So let me it did change to 1. I think that's just because he's a robot though. So these people are already assigned to it, so I don't have to do anything with them. But when you initially assign people, it's going to be 6. Oh, I might. I don't know if I got him assigned yet. I think he's already assigned, but it's the same principle. Find the one that's got the orange on it, and you're going to assign it. Okay, now it should come back up. But anyway, when you do, I mean, I got so many people assigned to everything right now. I don't know how to turn it off, but each person you assign, each human person you assign to something, will give you 6. Okay? So that's how they do that. Now, the other thing you want to keep in mind is that this item right here, the Scavenging Station, I don't have anybody working on that. So I'm going to go get Mama, make her work. She sits in that frickin' chair all day. So she's still sitting there. What we're going to do, we're going to command Mama, if I can. I can't command her now. Oh, no, she is no longer commandable. No. Let me see here. Bear with me a minute, guys. It's kind of... The first tutorial I did was excellent. Now this is like... okay, so command the settler. Let's see what we got. We're going to put her on the razor grain. Assign. See if that changes. Yeah, see, she was already assigned. $28. $31. Okay, and it'll say this resource is now assigned. So I still need more people, but it's generally 6 people, or 6 plants per person, and they will, you just have to select one of the plants and they'll assign it. Basically, you're telling them to go mine crops. Okay, but that is that on that. Okay. Oh, and if you want to move the crop, you go to it. All right. Say you want to move this razor grain. You select it, and you move it. Okay. Simple as that. It's buggy. See this? Now I can't select it, but if I move away, watch this. See, now I can pick it up. Okay, so it's being a little buggy. If I store this, hit the O button to store, and I say yes. Okay, and actually be on the resources here. If I look at my resources, it says razor green 1. Here, let's do this again. So now, see, it's being buggy on me. If I store it, see how it disappears? This is a bug. See how it disappeared from my selection? For me to get that razor grain back, I have to actually exit out, right, or change. Right? I have to change off of the razor grain selection. So moving the cursor left or right, and then I can replant that stored one. So there is a little bit of bugginess with that. Okay. Alright, but anyway, the next one I'm going to have to do a little pre-work here, so bear with me. I'm going to exit out of this. Okay, I need to come down here. This is where you ran to the vault. But for purposes right now, I need to go get in the water, because I need to get some radiation, if it'll radiate me. And notice I can't go under the bridge or under the tree, so apparently I can't get radiated either. Alright, well, yeah, let's try drinking the water. Yeah, okay. So I want to get a lot of water here. It's gonna take a little bit. The other one I had a lot of it, so I was able to show it more effectively. Notice down in the lower left hand corner of the screen it'll say +3 rads, and there's a little orange thing starting out there. Normally it's solid blue if it's completely healthy and the dog wants to get in my way. See this? It's like the game thinks that's funny, putting the dog in your face all the time. Like when you're trying to shoot or attack or do anything, the dog is always in the way. I end up putting more rounds in the back of the dog than I do the animal, or the mob, or the mutant. Okay. Just a little bit more. Clean water heals you. So, if you need to drink water, it heals you, but we'll go over that in a second. Normally you don't want to drink from the river, or a lake, or a pond, or anything like that, because it's irradiated water. Kind of like drinking dirty water. Okay, so now we have a little bit of radiation poisoning, which is noticed by the little orange thing there. And I'll show you where to show that, how much you got. If you go into your inventory, go to status. If you notice the lower left hand corner, it says 158 of 165. That means I have 7 points of radiation damage, which are permanent until I use Radaway or some kind of, deradiation. Okay, and I will be, so it's basically like reducing your maximum hit points to 158. Okay, and you can't go back to 168 or 165 until you cure, or until you use a Radaway. I hate to do these because this is my second one I'm going to use, but I gotta use the Radaway. It's normally up to 300. It's a total waste of this thing, but it's for tutorial purposes. I'm showing you it. So you use the Radaway, and you notice on the status screen it will show. I mean, you can use the Radaway in inventory, and you can also use it by clicking the square button at the bottom, or the X for stim packs. It does that. You can also show your effects. So the Radaway, 60 seconds of radiation down. Okay. Now, it won't do anything until you come out of the inventory. So we're going to come out of the inventory. And you'll notice the radiation goes away in the lower left-hand corner. It's no longer orange, but your hit points are still low. So no matter what, your hit point, you won't re-heal your hit points. You don't heal over time, which sucks. I wish we did heal over time. I don't know if the bed does or not, but it might. Now, ways to heal, of course, you have different types of plants. Some drugs will do it. If you notice, the melons do. Stim packs do. Stim packs you can use on a quick thing. Okay, you can use beverages, drugs, food, anything of that nature to raise your hit points. Now, be mindful though that some of them will actually radiate you, so it puts rads back on. Kind of defeats the purpose. Now, if you cook stuff, like a guan on a stick, then you can heal yourself with it without being irradiated. But there's one way of doing it. The other way, like we were saying, is drinking the water out of ponds, rivers, things of that nature. But the best way to do it is with purified, with clean water out of a water pump, which I have a purifier down there on the river, which I'll show you in a minute. Well, actually, let me show you that first. Okay, so that's the water purifier. Okay, let's put in the water. Got a little generator to run it because you need power to run it. So that purifies water and provides, I believe it's, hold on a second. It requires 2 power and produces 10 water. Okay. So go back up here, and you can't drink from it though. That's kind of weird, but you can't drink from it. But you can drink from up here. I don't know if it's purifying the water up here, maybe. But you'll notice, come up to the water pump, hit X for the pump, and as you're doing it, you'll notice the hit points change here. I mean, you can't really see it too well because, you know, if I was halfway hit points, you'd be good. But he'll sit here and pump this forever. He or she, whatever. But just move the directional, and they'll get up from it and stop. Okay. Okay, and that's about it with the healing and the crop planting. Okay, all this is dark. I should have done this during the day, but that's the other thing I can do. I'll show you this real quick. If you want to advance the daytime or go into the night, hopefully nobody's laying in my bed. I put my sign up, but people keep coming in the door. I'll come over here to the bed, take a squat in the bed, and then about 8 hours. And it hangs. You can tell it's definitely buggy and laggy. Okay, yeah, we are now. Oh, let me get a little bit extra here. Another hour. Another hour. Uno más hora. See how slow that's taking? Okay, and it's raining now, of course. Rain causes radiation. Get lightning occasionally. Oh, I was trying to make it a nice bright day, but weather doesn't want to play today. And you get lightning and everything, but there's you have dust storms, you have radioactive rainstorms. This kind of thing, you have fog where you can't see anything. It's so bright. It's like bright white over here where you can't see nothing. So there's different weather effects. Just be mindful though that when it's raining or whatever, that being outside is not the best place to be. So you want to try to find some kind of protection or cover. I still get hit with radiation though, it seems like, especially in the storms, but I think in the rain I'm good. Yeah, Codsworth down here growing plants. And I think you can unassign people by commanding them and then just clicking on a spot on the ground. I think they'll stop doing it then. But yeah, let me just... I want to check to see if I can use wild plants for this. So... tar berries, yep, okay, so there's the tar berries. Hub flowers. Okay. Oh, and there's carrots. Hub flowers. You find a lot of hub flowers. So see, I can make all these drugs. I need rank for that. Okay. Now see on this, how they're highlighted in white like that? How they're white? That means I can actually have the material and the experience or the rank level to actually make those. So, and you'll see on the right it requires those materials. So, to make a psycho jet, I need 1 jet and 1 psycho. Okay. To make a psycho buff, I need 1 buff out and 1 psycho. Okay, so buff jet, 1 buff out, 1 jet. Buff tats, 1 buff out, 1 mentats. So let's just go ahead and make that right now. We'll make a buff tat. Okay. And you'll see up there it removes it and adds the buff tats, and I also gained experience for that. So that's the recipes on that. You can make grenades, different stuff. Cryogenic grenade, I can make that right now if I had the rank, which I need demolition expert and science, rank 2 and rank 1 on the right hand side there. Fragment, see, so most of this you need rank on, except for Molotovs. Everybody can make Molotovs. You might, you know, little kid can make dog. So healing. I was looking for any of the wild stuff, but I'm not seeing it. So I can make a bunch of stem packs. Well, I can only make 1 because I only have 1 blood pack. So blood packs are used for stem packs. Mines. Yeah, still need all that experience stuff over there. Okay. Syringer ammo. I haven't seen any wild plants yet. So I don't know what's going on with that. I've seen the tarberry and that's it. There's MUT Fruit, but that's not wild. Huh. Utility is cutting fluid. Gives you oil and steel. That's what we use for oil. But yeah, so far guys, I haven't seen... It says you use wild plants in crafting, but I have not seen where you use any of those wild plants. I think they're just like a regular drug or something, just like a herbal plant that you use. But other than that, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps some of you out.
Yeah?
I'll probably put out a few more little things here and there as time goes by. And I also live stream with this also. So if you guys like the video or want to see more or think it's helpful, then please give me a like and a subscribe, and I'd be glad to help you out if you have any questions or comments. Alright. And thank you once again.